Hello and welcome to our Kelvin lab. And this is where we keep Kelvin, which is what we have named our freeze dryer. This is a Harvest Right medium freeze dryer, and we have had it for just over a year, and we have run it almost 24/7. We've done dozens and dozens and dozens of batches since having it. And it has been a real blessing to our family to have a freeze dryer and be able to preserve food in this way, which preserves most of the food value, and then it reconstitutes and tastes pretty darn good. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to show you a little bit about how we have set ours up. So it sits on a very sturdy table right here, and to the right is the connection for the pump. Now this pump is an oilless pump. We studied and researched for about 5 years before we purchased our freeze dryer, and I was reading all about the 3 different options for a pump and decided after all that reading that I did not want to be bothered with having to change the oil. So we bought the oilless pump, and we have not regretted it one bit. It has worked beautifully for over a year. So the oil pump is connected to the right, and there are detailed instructions in your owner's manual for exactly how to do that. On this side is the connection where you control the opening and closing of the vacuum chamber, which we'll get into in just a minute. So during processing, we close that little dial right here so a vacuum can be built up inside the chamber. As the batch finishes, then we open it to release the vacuum. Now when the vacuum releases, it allows air to come through this hose right here. This is the drain hose and the air hose. We have our hose down into a bucket, and that bucket fills with water at the end of each batch when the ice melts on the inside and we do a defrost. And so it's really important that you empty this after every single batch so that that drain hose does not get submerged in here, so that when you release the vacuum and it sucks, it won't be sucking water. It will just be sucking air, because if it sucks water, it will come back into the vacuum chamber and ruin your dried food. We have a little sink over there where I just emptied, and now I'm going to replace the hose in the bucket and place it back down there. Now let's open this up and kind of get a picture of what is on the inside. First of all, here is the screen. The screen is your cue to do absolutely step by step. So make sure that you read very carefully in your owner's manual and learn what the screen is saying. Right now it is saying it is time to change your vacuum pump oil. Well, that would be if we had a pump that used oil, which we do not, so we can ignore that. But if you have one of the other 2 pumps that does use oil, it counts the number of batches and estimates when you need to change the oil and gives you that clue. So here's the door handle, and you just undo it. This is 1-inch plexiglass. This is an insulating pad. And here is the inside. This is the vacuum chamber. There is a shelving unit right here. We have 4 trays that came with the freeze dryer, and we bought an additional 4 because we keep batches ready all the time to go in just as soon as the defrost cycle has ended and we have emptied that water, then we have another one ready to go. We have lined all of our trays with this plastic material. It's very sturdy. This is an oven liner. Harvest Right sells silicone pads if you would prefer that, but I just cut these to size and it works great. So we have 8 trays, and they just fit right in here, just like that, just perfect. And when you load the trays, you want to keep the food below this level of this little ledge. Now supposing that you are wanting to clean this, just to wipe it out, if it smells funny or if something's spilled or sometimes you make a mess. We've done it, most people have done it, so you need to know how to do that. So the first thing that you do is you remove this black rubber gasket. This is what the door seals against, and it has this slit all the way around that fits over the edge of the vacuum chamber. the shelving unit just pulls straight out. And notice that it is connected by an electrical cable for heating and cooling. Now, it is good to, I need to unplug this. So the screen is off, the electricity is off, so I don't have any danger of being shocked. And so this little fastener comes apart. You just press in on the button and pull both sides. And now you can wipe the inside, and you can take this over to your counter and you can wipe it off. Don't ever put this in the dishwasher, you'll void your warranty. But you can wipe the underside and the shelves themselves. And then when everything is dry and you're ready to put it back, you just simply reconnect this little connector till it snaps. And then you put the shelving unit back, making sure that the electrical cord does not get caught. Now there's no leveling this, so you just sort of have to eyeball it, or you could use a little level if you needed to. And so then this gasket goes back in place. We can now load our trays and do what we need to on the screen up here. We can reconnect the power in the back and put the insulating cushion in place, and we are ready to go again. So that is basic setup and maintenance. It's very, very easy. This is a large appliance. It does make noise, so we have it in a room that is isolated from the rest of the house. We can close the door. In this room we have, this is where we store a lot of our freeze-dried food, over on this shelving unit right here. We have a refrigerator here as well that just turned on. We have some of our other food storage nearby. And so this is sort of our staging area for the freeze dryer and all of the food that it produces. And that's it.